Well, it's been pretty obvious for a while, but there was always a little bit of hope that maybe something. No, it's over. Star Wars is dead. Could it come back? Yeah, I think it's just gonna limp along. Um, but gee, why down in the dumps? Well, I'm sure you know by now, but in case you didn't, CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, gave an update on the Walt Disney Company during the 2021 annual meeting of shareholders. And a couple of them had some pretty pertinent questions concerning Star Wars. So here we have George from San Antonio. No, not that George. From San Antonio, Texas. And he asked JPEG, are you guys looking at firing Kathleen Kennedy? Or asking her to resign and promote somebody like Filoni or Favreau or both to the Cole Council? Chapek responded, we've been absolutely thrilled that we can have the kind of creative talent in our company, the likes of Kathleen Kennedy running Lucas, and we look forward to having Kathy directing the activities of the entire Lucasfilm organization for many years to come. Oh. Yeah, so the answer is no. They will not be firing Kathleen Kennedy. Boy, one does have to wonder, what pictures does Kathy have? Because look, it made billions of dollars. It is a steady decline on those movies. And in today's market, $1 billion is not quite what you think. And then no merchandise sells, you know. So it's supposed to have this long life to it, and instead it disintegrated. And their only one hit was, of course, The Mandalorian, and now that's been completely destroyed by the likes of Darth Kennedy. Yeah. So that prompted the second question. David from Alexandria, Virginia asked, it's clear that there is a new blacklist punishing conservatives in the entertainment industry. Disney Plus actors Pedro Pascal and Gina Carano tweeted similar analogies of current political events to Nazi Germany. Yet only Carano, who is considered a conservative, was fired from The Mandalorian. Regarding Disney and the blacklist, this is the way. So Chapek responded, I don't really see Disney as characterizing itself as left-leaning or right-leaning, yet instead standing for values. Values that are universal, values of respect, values of decency, values of integrity, and values of inclusion. And we seek to have not only how we operate, but the content that we make reflective of the rich diversity of the world we live in. And I think that's a world we all should live in harmony and peace. So apparently the values of Disney is to fire someone without telling them and letting them find out through social media, while at the same time defaming them, blatantly lying about them so that their name is completely smeared, making them possibly unhireable, although that didn't work out, did it? And so that's the decency of Disney, apparently. This kind of was their last chance to address this. His response is no response at all. He just doesn't really answer the question. And the idea that the position that Disney finds itself in is going to be on any platform from which to lecture people on morals and values is absurd at this point. You're perfectly fine being in bed with a government that is currently engaging in genocide, among other crimes. So you can shove it, Disney. The obvious thing, with the failure that Kathleen Kennedy is, it seems like it would be a no-brainer. But is it just the cult of right think that's it. That's why they, because it's clear, it's obvious the difference between the two actors. They both do the same thing. One gets fired, the other doesn't. One is pushing the left message, the other one pushing the right message, and there it is. It's not that hard. And so he couldn't really answer the question, because the answer to his question, is this the way? The answer is yes. Yes, it is. So, Star Wars was a big part of me growing up. It had a huge impact. I often referred to it as the cultural impact on people my age and younger, of course, akin to the Beatles and Elvis for my parents. It was that big of a deal. And then there was almost this problem. Everybody wanted the Beatles reunion, or at least a reunion concert or something, and they never got it. And then, of course, poor John Lennon was murdered, so it was never going to happen. And then, but now for Star Wars, it was right there. It was right there. And you couldn't do it. And not only that, you trashed those characters. And there was this one glimmer spark of hope. And everybody was cheering, and people were crying, and it was coming together, and nope. So, what's the point of going back to the well again? I feel sorry for people working on this stuff and building to something and pouring, because it takes a lot out of you to create art and to devote your precious years of your life to something like that, to develop narratives that are fascinating and can draw people in with these stories. Instead, you're going to get crap like the High Republic, or I guess the Stone Republic, because they literally introduced a rock as a character. It's supposed to be a navigator, yet within the description of the story, the plot of that particular story of what's his name, Leox, and his crew on the ship called the Vessel, they get lost. Their navigator is a rock. So there you go. You get the Stone Republic, but you don't get Star Wars anymore. Yeah, that's it. It's over. It's unfortunate. That's all I ever say about these things anymore. It's so insane. All you can do is laugh, or you'll cry, So that's it. So there's really nothing left there. To be a regular subscriber, hell no. Might check back in to binge some of the Marvel shows to see how they're doing. But beyond that, no. And then there's, of course, like I said in a previous video, well, they own Hulu, so it's kind of the same thing. But going to show some support for Orville, but more than likely that'll probably be a one-and-done season. So I guess that'll be it. Yeah. You just can't justify it anymore. That's too bad. Oh well, get woke, go broke. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.